What's going on? It's Jay Knows Credit. How y'all doing out there? Happy Friday. A lot of people are happy it's Friday today. How y'all doing out there? You definitely can type a question if you have a question. Let's go to some live chat so I can see. There you go. And if you have any questions on this great Friday, you can definitely ask me here. Or if you have something you want to ask privately, you can definitely call my number here. And I'm just going to put that in the chat. How you doing, Holly? What's going on? I'm going to put that out there. I'm also going to put the other number in full, just in case. Now, let's see. Let's talk about some tax stuff today, some credit stuff today. 556697. There's that number. What's going on, Mr. Grisette? Glad we're able to get started on your stuff there. Get started on your credit sweep and your inquiries. Definitely excited about that. Had a crazy dream last night. I don't normally have, well, I don't want normal. My wife tell you that I have dreams every night, but I don't never remember anything about a dream. But I had a very, very weird dream last night that I'm walking down the street and I happened to see Warren Buffett, and somehow we ended up in a crowd, and then I just told him that I didn't want anything from him but to learn information from him. I just wanted to learn. That's all I wanted. I didn't want no handouts, nothing given to me. I just wanted to learn. He told me to follow him, so I follow him into this restaurant, and he sits at a table with some other like well-known, I guess I couldn't see their faces, but they were powerful type of people. And so I sat at a different table like next to him, and he told me, no, come over here and sit with me. And so I came and sat down with him, and he had me shake hands with all these people, and I couldn't see what their faces looked like. And next thing you know, it was the next day, and I'm coming back to his office or whatever, and asking about him, and nobody knows where he's at. And then I wake up, and I happen to open up my YouTube today, and my first suggested video, keep in mind, I don't watch, I'm not saying I haven't ever in my life, but I haven't watched anything dealing with Warren Buffett or anything like that in a long, long, long time. I'm talking about maybe 2017. So I get on my YouTube today and I open it up and I see a video that's suggested to watch for Warren Buffett. Now, I just saw that video. I didn't watch it yet because I had to do this live. And I just literally pulled it up, and I was just like, I need to watch this video because I don't know what's in this video that I need to learn and go apply in my life. But for me to have a dream last night and then open up my computer and see a suggested video from Warren Buffett, and I haven't watched any Warren Buffett videos, I'm not subscribed to Warren Buffett in any way, shape, or form, and I see this video, that's telling me something. I need to watch this video. Okay, I just want to share that with you all. And also to say this with that, if you have a feeling about something or something speaking to you, don't be afraid to answer, or don't be afraid to look more into it. Like if you got a dream about something, or if you've got a vision about something, just act on that vision. Like go out and just start really, looking into how you can get this accomplished, whatever that goal or vision is or whatever. It's very important, to, follow your gut, follow your intuitions, I just want to share that, that's not credit related. I just wanted to say that. Okay, let's see. Thanks again, bro. Chill. I'm working on removing a bankruptcy. Any advice? Great. Oh, and good things on the horizon. Yes, sir. Okay. See, I've been working on removing a bankruptcy. Any advice? Okay. Holly, how old is the bankruptcy? Because with the bankruptcy being older, it makes it a lot easier to contest. All right. Do you owe any money on the bankruptcy, or is the bankruptcy already zeroed out? Where there's no money owed on it, it's just up there. Is it on one report or is it on every report that you have? Give me those answers and I can kind of give you some more detail. Okay, let's see. My bankruptcy is attached to my current address, but it's a Chapter 7 from 2010, okay, and a Chapter 13 from 2012. Will that make it difficult to remove from my credit report since it's on my address? And we say it's attached to your address. What do you mean? Like you're able to see it on your report and it has your address listed? Because right now, of course, it's 2019, and you know that bankruptcy should definitely been removed already from your report now, or you should be able to get it removed just by calling the credit bureaus. You can call the credit bureaus yourself and talk to a live person and do a dispute right there over the phone. You know, you don't have to write anything. You can actually call them. They can verify you by some security questions, and you can actually get that off, you know, a lot faster than you think. So you let them know, like, hey, it's already been this amount of time, blah, 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 blah. It's supposed to be removed. It's already zeroed out. I need to get the thing taken off my credit, at least for the one that's 2010. 2012 was 2019, depending on what that date was. You should be able to get that off yourself this year. You know, most bankruptcies last, 7 to 10 years, but you should be able to get it off. And if you can't, just let me know. See, already zero out on all three, and it was in 2015. All right. So have you tried any other methods yet? Have you tried, I'm sure you probably tried to dispute things. Sorry about that. Cut this on vibrate. Okay. I know you probably tried to dispute some things already with it. When it comes to the bankruptcies, it's a very hard thing to just go through a dispute process. There are some things that you want to do when disputing a bankruptcy. There's some things that you can do that I can't say publicly on video, just because it's kind of something that I do normally charge for that kind of information in that case, because I removed those from your bureau. But there are a couple of things I really can't say live here that if something was to scan my videos and hear this information, this video will get shut down. So let's see. Sin Dispute got letters from the court saying they don't verify third parties. Huh. So Holly, your best bet for those, and I'm just going to be 100% honest, and that's whether you go with me or not, is to go through a sweep process, a credit sweep process. If you go through that with me for the sweep, it's going to be that's the only thing that you have. Okay, if that's all that you have total, you can pay like $1,000 just for that by itself to get that removed. Now, if you have other things, of course, we combine it in a price to get it removed off for you within 45 business days. But when it comes to bankruptcies, there's a lot of information that they have on you, so it's very hard to prove. So it's very hard to get off through a traditional source of credit repair. It's a little bit harder to get off. How much for your services to repair my credit? That is a very open question. If you want traditional credit repair, you start off paying $79 up front. You pay $120 per month for only 6 months. All right. You froze LexisNexis. Yeah, I mean, even with freezing LexisNexis, that's not, I mean, it does prevent certain information from being transferred, but it's still not going to guarantee it comes off your credit by freezing that. Okay. And that's why I said traditional sources won't do it. Let's see. Filed it when I lived at my current address. So they're verifying with my current address. So TH, they verify with your current address. You disputed it. Are you disputing it with? I mean, because that current address could have been somebody else's address. I don't see how that is. Yes, Halia, the credit sweep. But TH was verified. Now, is it verified on the? You say it's verified with all three credit bureaus. Is that what you're saying? That is verified with? Yes, evictions and judgments can be removed as well. Okay, so it's verified with your address, but it's already over the amount of time. Okay, TH, I'm gonna have to talk to you about that actually, because I want to get some more details as far as exactly how it's listed on your report. I actually want to see it because I'm not used to seeing where they have it to where they actually write out your address for it. And I mean, because it's already been so long, they should have already been taking care of that to get that off your credit report. And I'm actually just kind of rereading what you wrote. The credit sweep work. That's 100%. I'm not worried about the credit sweep not working, because our process is going to take it completely off your report. Doesn't matter what they say, we're going to get it taken off. My thing is that I'm just very surprised that they're not able to just take it off. Just very surprised by that. Because I'd hate for you to have to pay for something it's already right there where they should be taking it off. And oh, okay. Yeah. 10 years for 7. Chapter 13 is 7. Okay. Got you. Yeah, I'll be getting those backwards sometimes when it comes to the years. So the chapter 7 does take 10 years. Chapter 7 takes 10 years. Chapter 13 takes 7 years. Okay. I know it was 7 to 10. Just couldn't remember which one was which. What all comes off in the credit sweep? Whatever you want. It can be positive or negative accounts. It can be a student loan that you just don't want to pay no more because it's hurting your credit ratio for buying a house. It could also be just negative accounts that are already zeroed out and balanced, but because they have late payments attached to them, you want to remove those as well. It could be any collections you have. Literally anything you want taken off can be taken off. Even if you want to keep a car or keep a credit card or whatever, I can stop it from reporting to the credit bureaus if you wanted to. What do you need from me if I get your credit sweep services? Yeah, and I actually have it on a form. Okay. So you go click on this site. It's going to ask you for all the information I need. You're going to upload it. So ID, passport, social security card. And if you don't have an ID, definitely need a birth certificate. Okay. But social security card and a billing statement or a current utility bill. So lights, water, gas, something like that. If you don't have that, a bank statement will do. If you don't have that, a lease agreement will do with your name and signature and address on it. So that way your information can be verified. Yeah, so the prices vary based on what you have on your credit report, what you want removed. The prices can, go up really high. They can be very low. But they start off at around $800 for starting prices for sweeps. And $800 is for 5 accounts, totaling up to being in debt of $5,000 or less. And so once you start going above that, then you start paying higher prices. So there's no set price. Like everybody has a set price for a sweep. That's not the way it works. It is based on your amount of debt, your amount of accounts, and type of accounts. So if you have a bankruptcy, you want child support, you want a judgment, or you want a repo removed, those 4 things right there, those 4 items are extra. So, if you do have those 4 things, you're going to pay more money than somebody who doesn't have those same 4 items because they're a lot harder to get removed. Okay. Any other questions before I go through my rant here a little bit? Any other questions? Alex, what's good? What's good? You getting off soon, Alex? You getting off work soon? Are you already off work? Yes, sir. Let's get it. Let's get it. All right, but today let's talk about some taxes here. A student loan over 80K. Ooh, okay. Well, Holly, I'm just gonna let you know, and I don't know what you do for a living, okay? And I'm not saying anything either way, okay? But for $80,000 student loans, you're looking at a pretty penny, okay? Because I have it based on a price list of how much you have, what the percentage is. So actually, let me pull that up for that amount of debt that you have. So you're in the 80K range. Okay, so you're going to pay 7% of that 80K. 7% is going to be the fee to get that removed off. And then plus it's going to be an additional $600 to remove the bankruptcy. Okay. Let's see. What's your website? On my website does not have my sweep services. The reason for that, I don't know if you watched my last video. I think you watched my last video. But I talk about the reason why that is. You won't find sweep services because you're not supposed to do that in conjunction with credit repair, because credit repair, you're not supposed to take payments all up front, and which I don't for credit repair. For credit sweeps, I have to. I have a link for that. If you send me a text message or send my assistant text message to 1-833-5556, sorry, 1-833-556697, which is 1-833-J-NOWS, my assistant can send you the actual form to fill out. You can fill it all out from your computers. It's on a site. It's through a link, but it's not on my site, if that makes sense. Okay. Do you charge a flat rate for removing bankruptcies only? Yes, if the bankruptcies are a zero, if you don't owe nothing on the bankruptcy whatsoever, and that's all you need to get removed, even if it's on one report or three, doesn't matter. It's going to be a flat 1,000. All right. How long is the process? How long is the process for a credit sweep or a traditional credit repair? If you're talking about a sweep, the sweep is 45 business days. Just say, 60 days, or you can just say 2 months if you want to make it somewhat technical. Okay. If you're talking about traditional credit repair, it can be anywhere between a month to 10, 11 months. It just depends on what's on your credit. Everybody's credit is different. And I've had people get stuff off in 30 days off traditional repair, and some take 11 months, 10 months. So it just depends. Okay. How do you feel about, I don't deal with CPNs by you whatsoever. Feelings are 100% negative. I don't do CPNs. I wouldn't suggest buying CPNs. I get people who hit me up all the time saying I spent $4,000, $3,000, $2,500 on a CPN. And I'm like, I could have just cleaned your credit completely clean for like minimum $800, if not maybe $1,200, depending on what's on your credit, of course, but maybe $1,000, $2,000 you could have paid to get your credit cleaned up, as well as add some AU trade lines to it for maybe another $1,000. And then you could have maybe, if you didn't already have any primaries, add some primaries on it. You can buy some primaries, that may not be aged, but at least you'll have some primaries. And your score can be 770, 780, 750 without having to go pay for a third-party CPN, number. Now, here's the reason why I talk about CPNs the way I do. Because, all right, let's put this in perspective. You got to always look at things from a business side, because there's always, people say there's three sides, your side, their side, the truth. But on a business standpoint side, okay, I own a bank, all right? You have a social security number already. You're not using a social security number. You're not using a CPN number, okay? And you're applying for me with a credit card or with an account or whatever like that, okay? Now, I can run that social security number through a system. There's a social security number check where I can check to see if it's a social security number or if it's not, okay? So I check it and I find out it's a CPN number. I'm the bank. I can do that. I can do that right now for you. You can do it yourself online. You can check your social, check the number, see if it's CPN or not, or social security number or not. All right. So I check it and I find out it's a CPN number. Now, I own this bank. In my mind, I got to be thinking, why does this person, or why is this person not using their social security number? Is it because they already owe me money? Is it because that they messed up credit with somebody else? And now, me owning this bank, I have a client who has a credit card with us, and they're trying to get an authorized user added onto their credit card. Well, that goes through a security check as well. So I'm gonna check social security number, see if it's a real social security number, and I find out it's not. It's a CPN number. So I'm gonna think it's fraud. So I'm gonna close the whole entire account for the person's the main account holder and the person who's being added on. I'm closing the whole entire account. So now that person you try to get added on, to help you boost your history, you've now got their credit card closed because you want to add a CPN number onto it. That's why it's so hard for people who do and buy or sell CPNs or whatever to actually show proof that they're getting a lot of these things that they're getting. Now, I'm not saying that you cannot get things with a CPN. I'm saying that it's so difficult to find legitimate sources that it's going to actually put it to use, where you can actually use it and buy stuff. Because you can have one all day. People sell, I got these aged CPNs, I got this, I got that, only paid this much money to get it. You already got 14 years of history and you're ready to go. I've heard nothing but horror stories from people about CPNs and about funding. So, if somebody's on here and you can show me some proof that you've got a CPN and you're able to buy a car, not just tell me. Now you got to show me. You got to send me an email or something and show me. And I need to see some proof. I just have not personally seen that, and I think that it's crazy to even pay for that when you can clean your credit up yourself. And I'm not endorsing myself for you to get my service. I'm saying go wherever, just don't do CPNs. Do something else, like fix your own credit yourself, write your own letters, do something, okay? But don't make it to where you're paying for something and you have no idea of truly how it works and how the banks see it. All right. So there are a lot of CPN scammers out there who will get your money and sell you the CPN, sell you on this dream. They're on Instagram, Facebook, they're everywhere. They're showing all this lifestyle stuff that they're doing with their CPNs, and they're driving cars and all that. But that car could have just been gotten because they rented a car. You know what I'm saying? Like you don't know the full story of what they're trying to show you when you're watching these CPN videos and CPN advertisements, and you search for credit, and the first thing you pop up that you see is a CPN. Because why? They're paying for Google ad space to get your attention. That way they can get some more money if you buy a CPN, and they know for a fact that 80-90% of people who actually get a CPN will not actually get any real funding. Okay, everybody who has ones over the past 2 years that I've seen who have CPNs just have one that they can't use. But anyway, this is my point. Let's see. Valicia Knox asks, how do I freeze LexisNexis? You can actually call them and put a freeze on it. You can actually Google LexisNexis and get their phone number. Actually, let me see. I'll give you their number if you don't already have it. Here you go. I'm gonna type it in right now, okay? Make it easy for you. You ain't gotta do no work. I do accept tips, by the way. You can hit a tip there, I like it. I'll take it. There you go. There's a number right there for you. Oh, let me make sure I double check. Make sure I did that right. Yep, that's right. Okay, but you can call them yourself and do that as well. Let's see, great info. Thanks. Oh yeah, thank you for watching. Holla, thank you for the follow up on there. CPN equals red flags. Yep. And I'm not saying, like I said, I don't want to make it to where, like I said, nobody with CPNs is getting stuff. I'm just saying, look at the track record of people who have them. So I went to one guy. Actually, no. Let me show you this. Can I show y'all this real quick? Can y'all bear with me? Let me show you this because this is my Instagram. Let me show you this. Why am I Instagram stories? How do I get in there? How do I get out of this? No. Okay, there we go. All right. All right. So let me see. This is my Instagram. And I'm not showing my Instagram. I'm showing my messages. Okay. Show you my messages. I'm gonna show you this because it's actually valid to what you're talking about. And hopefully I can get y'all to get this glare off here. Okay, there's the glare off, right? Now you see this name right here. Look at that name. Can y'all see that name or is it backwards? Okay. But that name right there says Taurus, like a Ford Taurus, or I guess the sign, I guess. But Taurus Credit Repair. That's what that says, right? You see that? Taurus Credit Repair. Now, this person hit me up, right? And said they're watching my YouTube. And, you know, they may be watching right now. I don't know. If you are, that's fine. But I looked at the messages, you know, I'm sitting like, you know, he sent me information. And that's all the message right there. So, you know, there's nothing hidden from you. Okay. But here's what I did. Because, you know, anybody sends me a message, I automatically go to your page automatically. So I was like, well, let's go to his page and see what his page is about. So I'll look at the page. This is what I see on the page. Okay. And I see a lot of CPN stuff. It's the first thing I see. I see CPN information, right? There's a whole lot of screenshots about CPNs. There's pictures. There's all that kind of stuff, right? There's pictures, a picture of him, I guess. I guess that's him. I don't know. But all CPN type of stuff. But nothing is showing me. I don't see any credit cards in hand. I don't see any video of applyings. I don't see testimonials. I don't see screenshots that weren't copied from somebody else. I don't, you know, all I see is words about I do CPNs. Now, this is your market of business. If you're watching this, this doesn't work. This doesn't. If you're trying to scam people, your scam ain't working. It doesn't have enough. You know, you're posting the same exact stuff. Like, you gotta switch it up, bro. If you're gonna do some scammy stuff, you know, this is kind of too obvious for me. You know that, you know, and then you're saying you're doing credit repair, but then you're messaging me about my services. That already seems sketchy, already. You know, but anyway. Oh man, I appreciate that. Thank you for the tip, Keith. I appreciate that, man. But yeah, you don't want to just be, you know, doing, you know, CPN. Like, it's too easy. And I'm not saying easy. Like, it takes a little bit of work. It might even take you, if you don't have the funds but you have the time, it might take you a year, 2 years to fix your own credit. You know, I highly suggest, if you're fixing your own credit, this is just some free game before I get into what I'm talking about here. If you're doing your own credit repair, write your own letters. Write them by hand. Do not get no type of somebody else's template and just copy the template verbatim through a Word document or whatever. Even if you do have a template, take that template and write it on paper yourself, okay? And write it on a different color sheet of paper. Do not write it on white paper. Write it on blue paper, on green paper. I know you can't find that at a regular store. Okay, go to Office Depot, buy some green freaking paper. All right. I only deal with solutions, not problems. All right. I can't find any green paper. Bro, order some on Amazon. Just yellow paper. Do not get white paper. All right. Get another color pen, blue pen, orange pen, whatever kind of contrast with what you're writing. That way, a physical person will have to open your letter at the credit bureau, and it won't get scanned by a system and then thrown somewhere and then sent to SageStream or somewhere to get verified. And then you get a letter saying it's been verified or whatever like that. I'm trying to prevent that if you're trying to do it yourself. Okay. So write a physical letter on your own that you wrote by hand. Okay. And you can also, like, look at a template, personalize that template. Okay. Make that template more to you. Don't make it towards like it's a robot talking. Don't say, hey, well, get this off my credit based on FDCRA rule 1.272 Don't just say that only. You can put that in there, but also put in there, something else. Don't make it too long and long with it because they won't even, they'll be like, okay, there's too much wording. Okay. Make it short and sweet, but make it something to where, it comes from you. It doesn't come from just the business side of it. When I mean by that is, just the technicals of it, whatever that you're violating CX 68-17 code of the blah, 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 put up there, I did this, I did not, pay this. They have no documentation. I didn't sign any paperwork. I lost my job or whatever. They said they were going to take it off. Whatever. Make it personal to you though. Okay. Do not just hit a button and send something that's already been pre-written that they've seen a million times before. Okay. They're like, oh, this is okay. Put that in the next pile. Throw it away. Okay. Tip. Look both ways before you cross the street. I have a hard time doing that, Alex. What I usually like to do is I like to look down, I look up, then I cross the street. You know what I'm saying? Because I feel like something's going to fall on my head rather than run over me. Because nobody wants a lawsuit with me. They probably just want to, throw an airplane at me or something. Anyway, Anthony Reed, I have 120-day lates on some student loans. 2 years ago, they are current now, but those accounts are 4 years old. Should I keep them or will they hinder me from getting good funding? Excuse me. They're 2 years ago, which is really good. They can't hinder you from getting as much as you would like, but you can still get funding with that on your credit report. You don't have to remove that. As far as getting the most, it's better to, of course, remove them, but doesn't mean you can't get, still gets a couple of G's per card if you want to get some credit card funding. All right. But it will hurt you when it comes to certain things. Like people are going to always look into, okay, this person has late payments. They're going to take that into a factor when it comes to getting a car, getting a house, whatever like that. They're going to look at that. They're going to scrutinize that. You're going to be asked about that. If you're buying a house, they're going to make you write a letter explaining why you had 2 late payments. You got to write it out seriously. So let's keep that in mind, but it doesn't prevent you from getting funding. It doesn't. Scammers, right? How much do you charge for credit consultations or credit analysis for credit repair options or funding recommendations? Okay, so for credit consultations, if you call and talk to my assistant right now, you pay $25 for a consultation. She'll pull your credit, not actually give you a credit. When I say pull, I'm not saying give you an inquiry. I'm saying you give her the information to log into whatever you use for credit monitoring, and she'll go over all your information and give you a plan of action. And whether you take that plan of action or not, you know what's going on your credit. Okay. If you do one with me personally, just paying for my time, I charge $150 for the same information she's going to give you. So it's just, paying for my time. That's all you're doing with me. But for her, you can call her and she'll charge $25 to you to give you that consult. For funding recommendations, what type of funding? Or are you talking about with that consultation? Now, if you're able to, like, let's say your analysis is good, you just want to know, where to apply at. Okay, I got some options of where you can apply at. I know some banks that'll give you some money. I also do applications for you if you wanted me to apply for you, which is also $150 up front and then 7% on the back end of whatever I get you in funding. So for example, if I get you $50K in funding, I get $3,500 as far as payment. So you was, to get $50K to spend, or spending $3,500 to get $50K is, a no-brainer. Let's see. What about business credit? What is your question about business credit? I do deal with business credit, but right now I'm putting together a portfolio to where I'm going to be able to help people on business credit in all forms from start to finish. But what is your actual question about business credit? If I got a car loan on my personal credit, does it away from me being a guarantee? I'm sorry, hold on. I'm trying to make out what you're saying. If I got a car loan on my personal credit, does it away from me being a guarantee for a business loan? Oh, does it take away? Okay, gotcha, guys. Thank you for that correction. No, it doesn't take away from you being able to get a business loan. No, not if you got a car. As long as you don't have late payments, I can actually take your credit profile. If your credit profile doesn't look the way I need it to look, I can actually tell you what you need to do to get it looking that way. Whether you let me do it or let somebody else do it doesn't matter. I was going to tell you, look, you need to do this, 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 and this to get it to this score. This is what the bank want to see, okay? And I can take that information to the bank once you get it that way, and I can get you straight pre-approved for that. And I can say, okay, well, the bank pre-approved you for 200,000, or they pre-approved you based on where you are. You got 75,000, something like that. And then I give you the terms and conditions. You prove, you back up you back up your income from your business. You back up some things. You run your credit. It's exactly how I had it built. Then you can start getting funding. Right now, I'm not doing business funding right now, right this second. The reason why is because I'm waiting to get some bank deals done. When I get these bank deals done, I'll be back doing funding again. I'm going to have several banks for you to choose from and get funding from. Right now, I'm only doing business consultations. I'll help you build your business from scratch and help you get, if you want to get to an 80 plus paydex score, it does take about 6 months to build you up from nothing to 80 plus paydex with no personal guarantor. But as far as the funding side, I'm not doing that yet until I get all my pieces in place. Okay. Let's see. Do you get legit trade lines? What kind of trade lines? I don't do primaries anymore. As far as primaries with history, only have primaries to start when you sign up for them, which you probably know all those companies already because they're in my videos. Okay, but if you're looking at AU trade lines, yes, my AU trade lines are legit. But yeah, so while I wait on more questions here, let's talk a little bit about how taxes can coincide with credit. All right. Now, a lot of you all know that I deal with taxes as well. I no longer do filing of taxes because people just are going to go crazy this year when they find out they're not getting as much money as they were going to get or that they were getting in previous years. But I will say that with personal credit, if your personal credit gets built up to where you want it to be, whether that's 700, 750, whatever like that, you'll be able to do a whole lot more with your funding, with spending and all that. Now, let's say you got a business and you've got a tax bill for that year. Your tax bill for that year could be, let's say, for example, your tax bill is you owe $8,000 in taxes. Okay. Now, your business has been slow. You haven't been making a lot of money lately and things like that. So, you can't really pay it all out of your pocket, out from your business. Okay. Or you do have it, but you don't want to give it out of your personal funds. Okay. You can actually do one of my little credit card tricks with your credit cards and be able to take that credit card money and then pay what you owe to the government. All right. And then when they're paid off, they're happy. You're happy. You're not getting a whole lot of built-in other charges and interest with the IRS, which is good for you. And you might have had to put something on a card or loan it or whatever like that, get a cash advance or get one of my methods of cash advances. But how that coincides is because you have access to your credit's good, you're able to actually utilize that and pay what you owe in taxes. Okay. Now keep in mind, if you do have a business, you're trying to get your taxable income as low as possible. All right. And I'm going to go into some reasons on how you can do that. And if you don't have a business, I'm going to tell you some things as well that you can do. Now, keep in mind, everything I'm going to say, you can find out from irs.gov search bar. I'm going to tell you how to search for it and find it. I'm not just going to give you Jay said type crap. I'm going to give you exactly how to find it, where to look it up, click on the button, and see it for yourself. So you won't say, Jay told me. You'll say, I know because the IRS said it. It's written. Okay, it's nothing that's made up. Let's go to some questions here. All right. Bop, bop, bop. Let's see. Appreciate that, man. I'm gonna need your best trade lines, the most expensive ones you have. I'm going to want them soon. I want to go all in first week of April. Oh, for sure, for sure. Okay. Well, right now, my package for my best ones, my package, you get 5 trade lines, $2,500. I am doing a special right now for this month only. I'm taking off $200 on every package. So that's actually going to be $2,300 if you get it this month. If you wait after February, it's going to be back to $2,500. Just letting you know what that is. It's nothing personal. It's just, you know how sales go. Okay. Let's see. I don't understand. Thank you. I'll reach out for prices. Okay. I got an auto loan on my credit and it's open. Can you remove it? Oh, yeah, if it's still, I mean, even if it's still open, you can get it removed. Well, of course, yeah. When you get something that first hits your credit, your score is going to drop a little bit, but it's going to go right back up as you pay over time and as you have other things. Now, hopefully, your credit utilization is good, but once you get more debt, it hurts your credit to debt ratio, so it's going to go down temporarily. And I'm trying to see Valicia. I'm not sure what you're typing here. I know you typed in like some zeros or something. I don't know what happened. Your messages got retracted, or if you deleted them, I'm trying to open them up and see why they got retracted. What you typed. Okay. Let's see. Okay, perfect, bro. I'm only 25 though. Could you get me some that makes sense for me and my age? Oh yeah, yeah. So we can go back to when you're 18. Make sure we get some ones that are about 7 years old or 6 years old, stuff like that. A good combination of those will, get you situated. I think he means the auto loan inquiry removed for the approval of the loan. Can you get that removed? Yes, I can remove. I can remove that, but also once it hits your credit, of course, it does that. That does drop your scores because you have more debt now. So having more debt automatically will drop your score too. But yes, I can remove the inquiry for you as well. But the inquiry, you got to do at least 5 inquiries at a time. You can't just do one. So just keep that in mind if you want to get any removal services. It's just not worth doing one with the work that's involved. You need to do at least 5. Okay. See, as far as the AUs for 2,500 go, what type of credit limits and history does it come with? And that's not for every AU. That's just for that particular package. Okay, we'll make that clear. He asked for my highest price ones. That is for 5 credit lines. They're all going to have, nice credit limits, like in the $9,000 to $30,000 range of credit limits, as well as the most history I can find. So you're going to have history going back maybe as early as the 90s to the early 2000s. Okay, for credit history. So you're basically getting the best trade lines I have for that, and you're getting 5. You're not getting 2 or 3. You're getting 5. I know people who charge $2,500 for one trade line. I know a guy that's in California and a guy that's in Miami who charges $2,500 for one. Okay, but because of the market he's in, people buy it, and he makes a lot of money off that. I'm charging for 5 for $2,500. Okay, so just kind of putting that in perspective. All right. Oh, Felicia, your daughter types some nonsense. Your daughter want to talk. Let that girl talk. Let's see. Oh yeah, definitely, Anthony. Yeah, definitely. Love to help you. Love to help you. Let's see. See somebody. Boom, 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 boom. All right. I'm just looking at some other emails there. But anybody else have a question before I kind of continue here? I want to make sure I didn't miss anybody. Miss anybody? Nope. No new questions. All right. Okay, so let's say that you have. Okay, hold on 1 second. Absolutely. That's exactly what they do. They help that, and they help your credit utilization. So if your utilization is like at 40%, you might get an AU, takes it down to maybe 5%. for overall utilization. So that can boost your score immediately. Okay. And check out my video on the AU FICO algorithm. I have a video called AU FICO algorithm, and you can see why and how they work and how they affect your credit as well. All right. So those of you all who are doing your taxes now, you're filing your taxes and things like that. One thing you want to know about taxes as well is you want to learn free. I was just telling the client this earlier today. And if you're watching, is he watching? I don't see him out there right now. Okay, but telling one of my clients today that if you own a business, you need to know how everything in that business is done. You may not want to do it or have to do it, but you need to know how it's done. The way you do that, or the reason why you do that, is because you need to recognize if something is done right or if it's done wrong. But if you don't know how it's done, how can you recognize this? Okay, so the reason why there's so many people who are famous, things like that, who go through and they've got accountants, they've got bookkeepers, they got all these people around them supposed to be managing their money. The reason why they go broke is because they don't know how that process is done and what they're doing with their money. Okay, so one thing about taxes is that nobody advises me on nothing. I don't have the accountant tell me or advise me on what to do with my money. I don't go to a bookkeeper and ask for their advice on what to do with my money. What I do is I research and I look and I read the tax code every year when it comes out around January 30th. When they give me the new update of what all the new rules are and the new tax codes are and what the new levels are and the new amounts are. Okay. Once I get that, I learn for myself. Now I have the option of I can file it myself or I can delegate it out to somebody else to do. So, if I want to delegate it, I can delegate it and say, okay, bookkeeper, person, whoever you are that's doing my taxes, I want you to do this. This is what I want you to do. If you cannot do that, then I need to take my taxes back from you and give them to somebody else. So I delegate, all right? The thing about Oprah delegates. They don't tell her what to do. She tells them what to do with her money. She has several people who handle her money, and she tells them what to do. Their job is to carry out your orders, not for them to give you orders. Nothing wrong with having good counsel around you, but make sure whenever you're getting that good counsel, you research that counsel. That way you know if it's right or wrong. Same thing I'm going to tell you, go look it up. All right. But I know what's supposed to be done. And if it's not done properly, I can recognize that. The problem with taxes is that people say, okay, well, I'm getting $8,000 back, $2,000 back, whatever like that. Well, I guess that seems right. Okay. And then they find out later on they owe all this money or something like that. Now they're mad or whatever the case may be. Okay. So I want you all to not only learn about credit and get your credit right. And credit is a very big portion. Cash is very important for you to get as well. And the way you keep more cash is to learn more about what is going on with your money. All right. And right now, your highest expense right now is not your house. It's not your car. It's not your credit cards. It's not your family. It's taxes. That's your highest expense. Point blank, period, is taxes. All right. And you look at that gross, you look at that net, big old difference. Okay. That's what's taking more of your money than anything. And if you make more money, they're taking more money. Why? Because you don't understand taxes. So what I would like everybody to do, and I'll probably say this in another video, I'm going to say this again. I'm going to go into some more information as to why, but I want you to go and learn about the IRS. Do not be afraid of an entity because you don't understand. That's where fear comes from. Fear comes from not having knowledge. Okay. So everybody says, oh, I'm going to mess with the IRS. I mess with the IRS all the time. I love the IRS because I know how they work. See, when you don't know how they work, then it affects you negatively. But if you know and understand how they work, you can play their game to your advantage instead of being taken over or being taken advantage of because you don't know the actual tax game. All right. So if you learn how they're playing, what they're looking for and all that, it's easy to do. Easy to do for you to actually lower your taxes and things like that. Okay, so here's what I do. And let me ask some questions real quick. No, actually, let me go to this. Let me finish this first. I want to miss anything. So here's what you do. I want you to look at what you make overall. What do you make overall for the year? You make 80,000, 30,000, 40,000, whatever you make, okay? You can go to irs.gov, okay? And in that search bar, I want you to type in the tax chart or the income tax chart for this year, all right? And I want you to look at where it has your taxable income and what your percentages are in your taxable income. Okay, so that means don't go by that gross income. You need to go by your taxable income. So that means after your tax that you personally pay. So let's say right now you're paying monthly, you're paying $1,000 a month in taxes, right? And so for the whole entire year, you're paying $12K in taxes. Now, you know when you file taxes, do you get back $12,000? The answer, probably no. You might get back 2, 3, none, or owe some money as well, okay? So the reason why I look at that number of taxable income, I'm looking at, okay, if my taxable income was this amount, if I make, 60,000, I'm probably paying 30% in taxes. 30% of 60,000 is 18,000. 18 minus 60,000 is 42,000. 42K divided by 12 is 3,500 a month. That's what I'm bringing home. But for the year, that's $42,000. Now, that includes maybe some state, Social Security, Medicare, and federal. But let's just talk about federal. Let's say 15% is my federal, okay? So out of that 15%, and you're looking at, what's that? 10,000, 15%, 1,500, 1,500, 3, 1,500, 3. That's 6,000, 7,500. You're looking about 9,000. Try and get that. What's that? Is that about 9,000? Yeah, about $9,000. Let's just call it 9,000. You're paying in taxes in federal. All right. So we just calculated you're paying $12K for the whole entire year, but you're supposed to be paying $9K. So that's $3,000 you should not even be paying if you understand those taxes. So the way you alleviate that is go to your HR department, go online and change your withholding amount to what you're supposed to pay. Okay. And you can actually change that number until it gives you a good figure. And you can calculate that for the whole entire year about what you're supposed to pay. Now, that W-4 form you're filling out, make sure you read. Most people don't even read the W-4. They fill it out one time, work a job for the rest of their life. Most people have W-4s filled out incorrectly. And they're in their state forms that they have a state form. Here we have an NC4. Okay. But that W-4 that you're filling out, understand it, read in its entirety, because I promise you, everybody that I meet, like literally, maybe out of everybody I've met over the past 12 years that I've been talking about this stuff when it comes to taxes, has had their W-4 filled out wrong, to where they're actually being taxed a whole lot more than what they're supposed to be out of their paychecks. And they don't understand why they go to H&R Block or whoever and they get their taxes filed, and they're paying, they're paying either too much money or they're getting not enough money back and things like that. Now, bubble burster, you're not supposed to get a refund check. And that sounds very stupid, right? Oh, I'll get a refund every year. You're not supposed to get one. You're not supposed to be overpaying in taxes, period. You're supposed to pay them what you owe them, and that's it. They're supposed to owe you $0, you owe them $0, or they're supposed to owe you a little bit extra money, but you're really not supposed to be expecting a refund check. A refund check is because you overpaid. So if you're supposed to pay $9,000 and you paid $12,000, they give you $3,000 back. That is an overpayment. That's the whole reason why that happens. Even the school refund check, people tell me all the time, I got my school money back. Like, no, you didn't. That was a loan you probably got. And from that loan, after they paid for your schooling and your books and tuition and all that, you got that money that was the difference in your loan. Take that money and pay your loan back off. Don't go spend that money. Okay? So when you actually get a refund check, that's not tax credit. Now, I've got tax credits. I've had it to where over years in history where I've made plenty of money, but my taxable income was negative. Like, I think last year was negative 22,000. So you can't tax a negative number. So they round up to 0. So my taxable is 0. But because I had some tax credits as well, I still got about another $1,300, something like that, back in a tax credit, but not because I overpaid. All right. So a lot of people who do that don't really understand that your refunds are, you're not supposed to really get a refund. Seriously, you're not really supposed to get a big refund, 1,000, 10,000, you're not supposed to really get all that type of money back. A better idea would be to take the money, even if you want to keep all your money out of your paycheck, see what you're paying out in taxes, change your W-4 around, take that money that you were paying in taxes, invest it somewhere, or put it in a savings account where you can gain something back. Put in a one-year certificate. I think Navy has one for 3.5% back for that whole entire year. Invest that for the whole year. All right. You're paying $1,000 a month, for an example. Get 3.5% back over that 1 year. Okay. And even if you don't want to do anything with your taxes, as far as you want to keep, doing your thing or whatever that you're doing, well, you can keep it the way it is, but change your W-4 and take that money and invest it for a whole year, get some money back with it, and then whatever you're supposed to owe them, you pay them what you owe them right there at the beginning of the year. And the difference in the money that you made in profit and compound interest is your money. Because right now you're just giving them a tax-free loan. They're just investing your money and making profit off your money, and you don't get any profit off of it, and you don't even get it all back. Okay? But that's just my opinion if you're going to do it that way. When it comes to your taxes, and if you have a full-time job, that kind of thing. If you're a business owner and you're thinking about, or if you're a contractor, which makes you a business owner, and you don't know all the deductions you need to know, well, you need to go to the tax code. So what you need to do right now, you can write this down. You can go look it up yourself. Go to irs.gov. Okay, type it in, irs.gov. Search bar, type in publication 463. Publication 463. Type that in. Scroll down to where you see publication 463. It'll say PDF. Click on the PDF, open it up, and save it. Hit the save button, save it on your computer. Read over it when you have time, okay? And they'll give you a lot of information in there, what you can do as far as deductions that people don't even apply, that a lot of bookkeepers don't even tell you or even know about, or like, I'm telling you, and when you read it, and if you're a business owner out there, when you're reading this stuff, and you find out you've been running a business for 10, 20 years, you've been paying a bookkeeper for 10, 20 years, whatever like that, when you find out all the stuff in there you can write off just in that one publication, it's going to piss you off. I'm telling you right now, it's going to piss you off. You can be mad that the person didn't tell you. You might fire somebody. You might hire somebody else. Don't hire me because I don't do bookkeeping. I don't do none of that. I'm just giving you knowledge. Okay. And that's just part of my tax consultation stuff where I give people knowledge, and not only knowledge, but I also tell you where the knowledge is found, So it's actually good to know things and not just go by what somebody said. I hate that. Well, my friend said, my mama said this, and that's a scam, and this right here is bad, but you don't have no idea for yourself. You have no documentation backing up what you say. Okay? And, all good preaching leads back to the text. Whether you're preaching about the Bible, you're preaching out taxes, you're preaching out whatever. Where can I find it written in paper about what you are saying? If you can't back up nothing, do not tell me nothing. Okay? If you people try to give you advice about relationships and they ain't never been in one. How they gonna give you relationship advice? Now, if they've been in some bad ones, they give you some bad relationship advice because they know what not to do because they effed up or somebody effed up on them. But other than that, why are you listening to them? Listen to people who are actually giving you not only good counsel, but actually teaching you how to get the counsel or teach somebody else, or telling you where to find information for yourself so you can research it yourself. Most people who teach don't do that. All they do is try to convince you that what they're saying is true without no documentation behind it, without no proof. I'm going to give you some proof all day long, because when you have proof, you now have power. Okay? Words without power behind it mean nothing. Okay? You got to have some power and some confidence in what you're telling somebody. And if you're doing it for yourself, if you're doing your own taxes, your own bookkeeping, your own credit repair, whatever like that, you can be confident in what you're doing because you have information that gives you that power. You got information to back up that power. All right. But just telling you the way that that can coincide, it's just beautiful how you can really flip your money and make more money when it comes to credit. Taking your credit, you can flip that money, make more money, invest that money for your business, for your personal. With taxes, if you understand taxes properly, you can actually pay lower amounts in taxes if you apply some principles, some basic principles, but they'll come from actually getting more and more and more knowledge. So it's powerful. And I say the powerful combination because that's more money you save. That's less of a headache you got to worry about. You got more cash to spend on something you want to spend it on because you don't want to spend money on taxes. Nobody wants to spend money on taxes. Okay? Except for me. I do want to pay some money in taxes. I want to pay $1 million in taxes. Because if I make $1 million in taxes, that means I made a profit of $10 million. Because I'm only going to pay 10% in taxes if I make that much. Now, for the majority of people, they're going to pay like 40%, 60% in taxes. I'm going to pay 10% in taxes on that $10 million. Because I'm going to execute every freaking deduction I can get. And there are over 400 deductions I can get. Over 400. And they keep making new ones every year. Like for an example, okay? You give out gifts every year. You give friends gifts, family gifts, strangers gifts. Well, every gift you give a person, you can write off on your taxes $25 per gift per recipient based on the tax code. Okay? So think about all the gifts you've given. Maybe you got a lot of grandkids and friends and stuff like that you giving presents to. This is why people who own companies, they give out gift cards. They give out gift cards to their employees and stuff. Those gift cards are a deduction for the company. That's why they're giving you gift cards and not actual just cash. Okay? But it's just a lot of information that people just don't know. Sorry. A lot of information people just don't know about that they can apply. Like there's so many principles out here that are on money and taxes and credit that people are just not using. And if you got a 700 plus credit score and you are not using that credit to build you some more wealth, to build a business, to flip, to further yourself, to further the next generation with that credit, what are you doing? I don't know why you got the credit anyway. If you're not utilizing it in order to empower yourself, to empower your family, to empower your name, to empower your there's no point in having an 800, 700 credit score and you're not using it. You're not using the power it has. You're just sitting dormant on something, or you got something that's sitting dormant that has power. It's like a book, just like a book, or just like money that you have that's sitting somewhere that's not gaining any interest. It being in your mattress is not helping you, Anyway, I mean to go on that so much of a rant. Let me answer some questions. I did promise to answer some questions. Let's see. I tried to increase my credit limit with Amex recently to help my credit utilization, and it was requested I provide an income verification. Why? I have requested the same thing with other cards, and it was granted with no hard pull. Is this customary with Amex? Yes, Amex does do a hard pull. Every time you ask for an increase, they will do a hard pull. There are other companies that do a hard pull as well. Amex is not the only one that do a hard pull for your credit for a credit line increase. Now, the good thing about them is that they can give you up to 3 times the amount of your credit limit. So if you got 5K, they can flip it to 15K if your credit score qualifies. Okay. So you want to help utilization. Now, when you did that, did you do it when your credit card had a high balance? Because you never want to ask for an increase when the card that you currently have has a high balance, as well as when they pull your credit, they can see you have other cards that have a high balance too. So I suggest when you want to increase, only apply for that increase when all your credit cards have a balance of under 10%, 15% under that max. Not 30%, like they tell you in the little things you read online. Keep it under 10% would be ideal. Okay? But that'll help you next time you apply. Could banks close down your cards for adding and deleting AUs in high volume? Banks can do that. the thing about it is, Ramfi, if you're going to be adding AUs for yourself, because you might be selling some AUs, excuse me. If you're doing them in high volume, that does not, because they give you that, they grant you that. A lot of cards might tell you you can add 25 AUs or 5 AUs or 100 AUs or whatever like that. They're telling you can do that. They're not telling you got to add them at a certain time. They're going to be on for a certain time and all that. One thing you got to have, though, because they're scrutinizing right now, they're trying to prevent a lot of piggybacking. And the way they're doing that is that they're asking for you to provide the client's ID and social security card. A lot of times they might want to get a front and back picture. And that's why when I have people apply for AUs, in my form that you fill out, if you watch my video on AUs, you have to fill out the form and you have to upload your ID. You got to upload your social security card. The only purpose for that is just in case when we add people on to that card, the bank might say, I want to see every person's picture ID and social security card, and they're going to freeze the card. So that means the main account holder can't even use their card. So I got a main account holder who's an AU partner of mine who now has a frozen card, and they might need to pay a bill or whatever. It's their freaking card, right? So I got a client who has a frozen card who I've had him add AUs onto, and now, because of, almost because of me, because I had AUs added on to them, their card is frozen. All right. So I want to get their card released as soon as possible where it's not frozen no more. That's why I already have right on deck. I got everybody's information. I have their ID and I have a social security card. That way, if I need to send the information to that client for him to get his card unfrozen, bam, it's in his email right there. Hey, sir, no problem. Hold on 1 second. I'll get it to you real quick. Bam. That way he can submit it to the credit card company. They can go ahead and release his card. And now he's able to freely use his card now. And now all the AUs have been cleared, that they're actually real people and it's not fraudulent. That's why I go through that process. But if you don't, they will shut your, if you cannot provide information to prove that you know this person, okay? Because you got the social security number. So why can't they go ahead and just send you the social security card and ID? All right. So if you cannot provide that to a lot of banks now, when you add AUs, they'll close the whole entire account. No questions asked. Let's see. Experian says the courts verified my bankruptcy. If I send Experian another dispute and letter from the courts denying this, will they remove the bankruptcy for lying? I'm sorry, I'm going to read that again. Experian says the courts verified my bankruptcy. If I send Experian another dispute and letter from the courts denying this, will they remove the bankruptcy? Yes, I would do that. I would actually call them, to be honest with you. I would call them and say, hey, I've verified this with the banks, blah, 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 blah. They can make note of that. And that way, when you send in our fax, no, Experian, you need to send in, you got to mail it in. Experian, you got to mail it in. But you want to call them first, put your dispute in, have them notate that you're actually mailing in the information to prove such information that you're disputing. That way you can back it up, certify that mail, and mail it off. What's the score increase on that top AU package? Like 100, 200 points if everything's clean. Now, it's not about point increases. It's not about saying, okay, you're going to have a set point increase. Because a person might already be at a 780 and they might want to get to an 800 or 850. Okay. So if I tell you it's going to increase your score 200 and you're already at 750 or 780 or 700, it doesn't make sense. It doesn't mathematically make sense. So everybody who buys a package is in a different score range. Okay. But I tell people what the package will get you. Now, that package, I believe, gets you between, that gets you an 800 plus score with that package. But that's based on you having no negative items on your credit, having a clean file. Now, I mean clean. People ask me what clean means. It means clean. There's no definition for clean but clean. It's nothing negative. Well, I got one thing. That means it's not clean. Okay? So if you got a clean profile, I can guarantee scores. If you don't, I cannot guarantee scores. And you got to have a primary. Hey, Cheek, what's going on? 1099 and write-offs. Hold on. I think I lost. Okay, 1099 and write-offs through a business is possible, right? Oh yeah. You definitely get a lot of write-offs, bro. Whether you're a sole proprietorship, LLC, or whatever, you get a lot of write-offs. There's a lot of good things about being an LLC corporation, but sometimes you might need to file your taxes. If you're LLC, you might want to file them as a small business. Because you can actually save a lot of money in some other taxes. It's just a kind of way to kind of spend some money around, but I'll talk about that more on a consultation type business thing, but not on here. Let's see. This is why I always claim more exemptions and do not look forward to a refund. I can manage my own money and do not prefer to give them a tax-free loan. My man, David Ben Israel. Israel's one of my middle names. I like you, David. I like you already. My man. See, my balances are paid off monthly, so I carry no balance of the credit cards. And no, it was not a hard pull. This was confirmed it would be a soft pull, but income verification was needed. I carry 3 products from them with a credit limit exceeding 34K. My SPG is where I am asking for the increase, but they did allow me to reallocate the credit from one card to it. Okay. Well, I told you to be a soft pull. This is why I record information on the phone. Like anytime I call, I record the conversation when I'm calling a business. But I do know that certain clients will get a hard pull for pulling their credit with an increase. That is a fact. I'm not sure if it's because of the client, what you are and all that. But even with myself, they actually did a hard pull with mine, with one of my balances, and I got an increase with them as well on one of my older cards, and they pulled my credit. So that's why I say that. Let's see. Oh yeah, you're welcome. Awesome. Oh yeah, thank you. Appreciate that. Do you fast credit sweeps and what does it cost? Malik Shabazz, what's going on? Yes, I do credit sweeps. The cost is based on how many accounts you have, the type of accounts, and how much debt you want to get removed. So it's not just a set price. Information is indeed power, and you empower. I appreciate your hard work. Thank you, David. Definitely try to put it out there, man. A lot of people just need to get empowered, and this is not. It's not just a. It's not just a race thing. Like we live in a technology age. We live on, the Facebook, the Twitter, the Instagram, the YouTube age, to where information is out here, and it's out here in tons and tons and tons. Like you have a computer, you can look stuff up. I mean, we have so much information, and a lot of people still don't want to consume the information and apply it. Like this is not the time to be talking about I don't have opportunities, because you can go to the library if you don't have any money and look at things online and find information online and research online about things, how to start a business, how to start a food truck, how to flip tennis shoes. Because I sell shoes. I buy shoes with a credit card, no interest on a credit card for a year. And I use that just to buy shoes and flip shoes online. There's some things you can do with this knowledge out here, man. There's so much knowledge out here where you can make yourself some part-time income, full-time income. You can get in a better position, all around, or, whatever you want to do, you can find it online. You definitely can find it. And it just makes me upset that people don't really get this knowledge, and they bring race into it why they can't get certain knowledge. Now, keep in mind, and if you don't know, I'm going to tell you right now, I don't have a college degree. I don't have a high school diploma, and no, you can't make me get one. No, I don't care about that. I don't care about attaining it. I don't care about the notch under my belt. I got nice belts. I don't need another notch. They got enough notches on the belts. Okay, I can buy a new one if I want a new belt. So don't tell me about that. It's a great accomplishment, and your family did it, and your aunts did it, and y'all all got 17 degrees, and y'all all broke. I don't care about that. That doesn't impress me. Now, if you want to be a doctor, you want to be a lawyer, you need a degree. I don't want to be any of those things. I don't need one. So don't try to make me try to get one. Make me feel bad for not getting one. Don't make anybody feel bad who doesn't want one. Okay? There are a lot of people out here who college ain't for them. Regular school ain't for them. They might need to go to YouTube University and learn something. that they can apply to their life that makes them excited about and passionate about something and makes them get off their booties and do something. Okay. So, it's very interesting to me that people compare, your clothing, right now it's talking about, well, I'm from a certain background where I didn't have access. No, you got access now. I don't want to hear that crap. I don't want to hear that. Woe is me. You're in America. Most of y'all watching this, y'all in America. I don't want to hear that crap. You ain't got no access. Nigga, I used to sleep in my car. I used to sleep over girls' houses. I was homeless for 2 years. I don't want to hear that crap. I don't want to hear none of the excuses you got why you can't get where you want to go. Because I didn't live out on the street, on the freaking street. I just slept out on the couch. Just my on the side of the road that was probably had bed bugs in it. But I slept on a couch that was outside on the corner. I don't want to hear no crap about woe is me and you can't find this and you can't do that. There are no excuses you can tell me to why you can't get up off your butt and find some information because you live in the hood. I live in the hood too. When I got my first place with my wife, I paid $425 a month. Y'all know $425 a month is low. I lived in the straight hood. Okay. So I want to hear that when you ain't got no car. I don't care you ain't got no car. Go get a bus. Work extra hours, pay for some Uber. I don't care. Go to the library. Your friend's got a computer. There's no excuses why a person cannot get up here and find information. I used to go to my friends' houses, and while their parents went to work, I'll be on the computer researching how I can make some money. They at school, their parents at work, and I'm inside their house on the computer trying to find how I can make some money. There's just no excuses for people, period, bro, about why they can't get to where they want to be. I don't care if it's credit, taxes, you're trying to flip some money. Yo, it's Friday and you spending all your money, then you deserve what you get. You deserve what's going to happen to you on Monday or Tuesday because you done spent all the money over the weekend on stuff people don't really even care about. But anyway, man, I didn't mean to go on that rant, man. I'm just thinking about it just pisses me off. I don't give anybody any excuses for what they do. You get no excuses, bro. None. I don't care if you pregnant and you got to go to school full time and you got to work full time and you got another kid. I don't care. Moms do that all the time. And then for you brothers who ain't got no kids and all that, you definitely ain't got no excuses why you can't get no money, bro. You ain't got no kids. It's just you. You can't even go to bed at 9 o'clock at night. You need to go to bed at 2 or 3, 4 every morning. Especially if you broke. Anyway, I'm sorry. I'm not going to that. Let's see some questions. You didn't ask me for that. That's not what this video is about. Let's see. Broke with credentials. So what? Facts. Been there. It's all about grinding and knowing what your goal is. Facts. Call it being lazy. Definite facts. Yeah, so I'll put the number in here again for you. There you go. There's a number. Facts. Really recognize real, man. But yeah, it's been an hour up here. Anybody have any personal questions I can answer for you? Any additional questions? Maybe you're watching, you're not subscribed to me, and maybe you don't normally get no real talk like this. You just want to get some real talk. I'll definitely give you an answer to some things. You got a question about entrepreneurship or something, and you're looking for something, and you just can't find information on something. I might know. I'm not saying I do. I might be able to point you in the right direction. You want to know a tax question? Ask me a quick tax question. You want to know something about credit? Ask me a quick credit question real quick. Before I end this and finally get some. I haven't eaten all day. It's 2:50 right now. I haven't eaten any food all day. I've only had coffee. That's how much I've been working today. I've been waking up straight working, and I've just drunk 1 cup of coffee with some dark chocolate almond milk and no food. I had no food today. Somebody get something to eat for real. But I still want to answer a question or two before I get off here. Anybody got a question I can answer about anything? You just got a question. Greetings, Jacob. You got a question for me, Jacob? Jacob the Jula. And if you're at work and you get off at 5 o'clock, man, look, you only got 2 hours left if you're on the East Coast. If you're on the West Coast, I'm sorry, you got a little bit more time. But yeah, if there's no more questions, I'm not going to hold y'all up. Hold up your Friday. Happy Friday. This is your favorite guy in the hoodie, Jay Knows Credit. You have a great weekend. See y'all soon. You missed the content today for today's live stream. Don't worry. It's going to be on my page. You can actually rewatch this whole video. It'll load up here in a second where you can go back and watch the whole entire thing. Okay. So I won't delete it. I keep my live streams up on my page. People can actually just go back and watch them anytime. Yes, it's kind of long, but if you can watch it in portions, you can do that as well. But yeah, this is Jay Knows Credit. Y'all have a great, fantastic weekend. There are no lives. I don't do any lives on the weekends, Saturday and Sunday, but I will post some other videos that you can just definitely watch. I posted a video earlier today just about my unboxing of these great headphones I got. But I will have some other credit videos and some tax videos going there as well. Okay. And Mr. Ramfee, Verizon is a pain in the butt. They're not going to take off your stuff no matter how much you fight them, Mr. Ramfee. They're not going to take off any of your collections. Even if you pay it off, they won't take it off either. You're going to have to either wait it out or you're going to have to get it removed through a credit sweep. But Verizon is not going to budge. I'm going to tell you that right now. All right. But y'all have a great day. Favorite guy in the hoodie, Jay Knows Credit. Credit is queen. God bless y'all. God bless y'all finances. Have a great weekend. Be safe. Don't go to jail. And I'll see y'all in the next video.